probably something I'll do when I get voted off the island at some point. But they're three talented quarterbacks. They all have big arms. They all have the size that you need and we want to play with. They all have a similar skill set. The luxury I feel with that room this year is that they're all three very similar, and I don't have to have a separate genre of offense for each one because they all have the size, the big arms, the athleticism to extend plays with their feet. They're being trained by Pep and myself to make the right decisions, the good decisions, and how to make decisions. And so I'm excited to see which one will give us the best chance to win.
How does Pep help you create that culture specifically? Like you said, we know about his NFL experience and what he's done, and obviously a plethora of quarterbacks that he's worked with. But for you, just being a black head coach and having another black man, like you said, you're trying to create opportunities for other coordinators and things of that nature. How does he help create the culture?
Yeah, I've had quite a few minority coordinators, man, and whether it's Pep, whether it's Josh Gaddis, I coach Azar Abdul-Rahim, Coach Brian Williams. We've developed some coordinators that have come through our program. I think what separates Pep is our relationship. I've known Pep over 30 years. He's one of my closest friends in this business from the standpoint, and we don't always agree. I mean, I always say, Pep is the Battle of Gettysburg. He wants 13 personnel, 6 tight ends, 2 extra O linemen, and I wanted to go empty. Well, two things can be true, and I think because of our personal relationship, his ability to understand and know what my system entails and him and what his philosophy is. The big thing anytime, and I learned this from Coach Saban, is that when you bring in coordinators, the language shouldn't change of what we do, but they're able to put their personalities on it. And to me, Pep is super detailed, super organized. I know there will never be a time we go on the field that we haven't talked, walked, rehearsed, coached every aspect of every play. That allows me to do what I do best, which is work and develop the necessary relationships to motivate this team to go play and win.
Speaking of quarterbacks, you have Ted White.
Yeah, Big Ted.
So what is his role going to be?
He's assistant quarterback coach, works very closely, does the on-the-field drill work. Obviously, everybody that knows Pep knows Ted is Pep Jr., meaning he coached Pep and Pep coached Ted in college, has trained Ted in the quarterback development business, and Ted's been a great resource for those quarterbacks, including having coached Justin Martin a year ago.
Being the brilliant mind that Pep is, before he came on staff, were you surprised that he hasn't had a longer stint in the NFL as far as just being able to develop players and mold them along?
He spent most of his career in the NFL. It's just unlike some of he's had some tough jobs, some hard jobs, but I mean, if you take Pep's name off his resume and you put it in front of most NFL owners or college ADs, and they have no clue who it is, and you look, coordinator of an AFC championship team, coach, AFC or Rookie of the Year, Andrew Luck, Rookie of the Year, Justin Herbert, Alex Smith. He's been a part of the Stanford rebuild. He's been a part of the Michigan rebuild under Harbaugh. If you were just to take his name off his resume and blind test it, there'd be very few people that wouldn't see him as a qualified potential head coach. And I think hopefully with the job we're able to do here at Maryland, that Pep will get this opportunity.
Where do you see Isaiah Wright playing on the line? I know he played a couple different spots.
He's center guard. He can play with tackle in a pinch, and he is a multi-position player. I see him being more of a guard for this year, maybe bump in, play some center in a pinch. But I just love having his leadership.
Why did you decide he hasn't played a game for you at Maryland. Why did you decide to bring him to this event?
Because this is about the leadership, and leadership doesn't have a timestamp. It doesn't say you have to play games. Leadership is having a positive impact on the players in our program, and Isaiah Wright has done just that from the time he's gotten on campus.
You mentioned in losing him for the year, lost a lot of veteran presence. How much is it going to benefit you to have him on the line with you?
That's what I'm excited about because, there's a lot of unknowns about our team, and hence why we've been picked really low in the league. And I'm okay with that because we've been picked low before. And one of the benefits of this team is that they are young, unknown, and as we like to say, young and dumb, and haven't been conditioned to know what the Big Ten entails. So.
Maryland and Rutgers came into the league at the same time. I think a lot of people at Rutgers view the game against Maryland as a measuring stick. Where they are in relation to Maryland is where they are in the pecking order in the Big Ten. Does Maryland, do you view that similarly the other way? Like, is Rutgers kind of a measuring stick? Do you want to be above Rutgers as a sense of?
I mean, it's not just about Rutgers, in my opinion. That's maybe for fans to do. I mean, Greg's one of my favorite people in this league. I love the work he does. I love what he stands for. You know, I'd say he and Brett are my two closest the guys that if I have something I need to figure out about this league, or if there's an issue, I go to those two. Both veteran coaches, have coached at both levels, have had great success. But to say I measure our program based off of the Rutgers game, and that'd be disservice to Rutgers, but also a disservice to the Big Ten because it's too tough a league.
No private conversations, but do you have a Greg Schiano story? Do you have anything interesting? Anything?
No, I mean, everybody knows that if you play us at home, I send with a Jimmy Seafood basket home with you. There's been one coach that's turned down my basket, and I'll keep him nameless, but Greg raved about the Jimmy's crab cakes, and he returned the favor because we played them up there, and I get this big Italian spread of meats and antipastas, and like, I mean, I was like, Greg, what are you doing, man? I can't one up this. This is like real Italian deli, you know, it's like fresh, good shit. And I'm like, I appreciate Greg for doing that.
Do you remember where it was from, by any chance?
I don't, but he'll tell you. We used to run into each other on the Delaware Shore. I can remember I was in Rehoboth, and I went to go to Gold's Gym to get on the treadmill, and I go in there, and Greg is in there. I'm like, what are you doing? And his wife's, she's from either Maryland, or they go to the Delaware Shore a lot. And we got a lot in common.
Suffice to say, whoever turned down your basket